I love the part when I was like, ah!
Give me a little kamikaze. Give me a little bonsai. Wake up in here.
They're going to the land where the code of the ninjas began.
You are not Japanese. I can do it. Now, for the first time, the true story.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan. Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan. Welcome Japan.
Welcome Japan.
I'm nothing but a worthless gaijin.
Hey everybody, welcome to I don't even have a fucking name for this yet. Let's just call it Tkyosam Gaijin and Other Prefectures podcast, Hot Sex 69 420. I'll have a name for this eventually, but it's all about the content versus the title at the moment. And that is well anyway, welcome to the podcast. I'm Tkyosam. I do videos on YouTube where I give sometimes good advice about how to come and live in Japan, and sometimes I interview people from all around Japan. And today I'm interviewing a really awesome, cool dude by the name. I mean, what do you want to be called? Wasabi Cars or like?
Okay, Daniel is good.
Daniel. Okay, we're here with Daniel, and he's currently in Saga Prefecture down in Kyushu, and we're going to basically just kind of pick his brain about living in Saga. I've been in Tokyo for about 10 years, and I just, it's easy to forget there's a huge fucking whole other world outside Tokyo. Tokyo is not real Japan. And anyway, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get into it with Mr. Daniel here. So, yep. Mr. Daniel, first off, what's the name you want to be called? I guess, what's the name of your social media presence, whatever, for people to find you?
Yeah, okay, so I spend most of my time with Wasabi Cars on YouTube and also Facebook and Instagram and Periscope and Twitter and Snapchat. That's pretty much all of them. I try to tackle all of them. Also, I'm the Japanese Castle Explorer, so I made like a Google map, and there's like 150 odd Japanese castles.
Okay, wow.
7 or 8 age, man. Yeah, so I've sort of been teaching myself how to do stuff on the internet, so making websites, making video channels, all that sort of stuff, because keeping a job here is tough.
Yeah, it's you gotta hustle. It's all about the hustle.
Absolutely.
So where are you from, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm from Australia. So I been around a bit, but mostly Brisbane, Australia, and then I came to Japan in 2001.
Wow.
It was a summer, hot August night.
Wow, you've been here 6 more years than me then. Damn, dude. Nice. You beat me.
I'm sure your Japanese is way better. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, guys, for all of you who are just seeing us for the first time together, it's because we got hooked up by a mutual YouTube friend, Kazu. I was looking for people specifically in other prefectures. I didn't know anyone in Saga, and he said, I know a guy in Saga. And so that's how we got hooked up here today. And thanks, Daniel, for coming on today, man. I mean, I know it's the weekend. You're probably out doing a lot of cool shit usually on the weekend.
No.
Of course.
Making content is what I'm doing.
Yeah, right now, right?
Oh yeah, hey, this is content too. Yes.
Okay, so what's like Saga Prefecture is in it's in Kyushu. Is it one of the biggest prefectures, or is it like where is it, like what are the surrounding prefectures of Saga?
Yeah, look, Kyushu really is a top spot. Like north of Saga, you've got Fukuoka Prefecture.
Okay.
To the west, you've got Nagasaki. To the south, you've got Kumamoto, and then to the east, you've got Oita. And then there are some southern, of course, prefectures there. But Kyushu, the size of it is pretty good. You can sort of get to every corner of it within like a 6 or 7 hour drive. And
okay.
Where I live in Tosu, it's actually like a massive intersection. There's a big clover leaf connecting north, south, east, west of this island. So location's pretty good.
Nice. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, for example, where why? Well, I mean, I guess we could get into why come Japan, but we'll get into that in a second. What are your hobbies, or I mean, what were some old hobbies? What are the hobbies now? You said that you obviously like cars. I mean, are you into racing cars or building cars, or you know, what's the whole thing with the cars?
Okay, that's a very good question. And, well, I used to go out exploring Japanese castles.
Okay.
But after 3 or 4 of the companies I worked for going bankrupt, I needed to, you know, and money was tight, so I needed a hobby that I could sort of spend time on weekends or in the mornings, go out exploring. And it's something I always really enjoyed, and I sort of was disconnected from it. In the first 6 or 7 years of being in Japan, I was sort of more into Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I realized, hey, I used to like cars, and then that's what I started doing. So that's why cars. And I prefer boring old grandpa cars that are not modified. I'm not really into racing, so I'm a bit of an anomaly in that regard.
You're kind of like retro dude when it comes to cars.
For sure. Old school, retro, yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah. Like,
man.
it's yeah, same thing with me. Video games, at least. But I do appreciate old cars, you know. That's the one unfortunate thing about being in Japan is they really do like killing a lot of old stuff here, don't they?
Oh, man. Oh, totally. And I'm so, like, refreshed. I don't need to explain that to you. You know, man.
Yeah,
but I get so many questions from people. I need parts. I'm like, mate, Japan hates old stuff. There are no old cars here.
Yeah, you have to like go search for them in junkyards. Maybe you find something 1 out of 10 times, if not, you know, if anything, right? So So let's get into like you're from Brisbane, Australia, mostly, and if you don't mind asking, how old are you right now? I'm 30 at the moment.
Oh man, shit. Can I swear? Whoops.
You go for it. Fucking fuck cock ass Barbara Streisand. Just do it all. Yeah. It's considered a swear word where I'm from.
43.
43 years old.
43 and 44 perhaps next week.
Okay. Well, hey, congrats, man. I just turned 32, so yay.
Oh,
yeah.
You must be feeling it, eh?
Yeah. Oh god, right deep in my loins. No, I just I don't know. I think it's with guys.
I have no feeling there at all.
Yeah, it's all numb, 100% numb. Did I mention this is the first time we're talking? Oh yeah. You know you could be good friends with someone when you talk about the numbness of your loins.
Oh, yes. Loins, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, I think oppositely. You know, I think it's better for. You know, I think at least for dudes, like we actually we age like fine wine when we get older. But it's just like we can have kids whenever we want. We do whatever the fuck we want. Women, you know, you get past that 35 mark, you're really gonna start value just plummets. At least you know marriage wise. So you know,
things plummet. Things have plummeted.
Yeah, but we're dudes. We got it made. You know, yay, way to go. Anyway, so speaking of women and plummeting, so are you married relationship-wise? Are you're married Japanese or?
Yeah, wife's Japanese, and I'm sure you've never heard this story before, but I was a Nova teacher, and my wife was a student.
Oh,
every other one, like everyone else, you know.
I know a guy in, where is he? Fukuoka or something. His name's Kinetic X Japan or something.
No idea. Yeah.
Kinetic Japan. You know that guy?
Rings a bell, actually.
He plays video games, and he has like a wife with huge tits. And he's in Kyushu, and he was a Nova teacher, and he met his wife there, and he does YouTube as well. Check it out later, Kinetic Japan. I don't know, he was a friend of a friend. My friend told me to check out his stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, you know that's.
Yeah, I tried googling huge tits, and I ended up down a rabbit hole. You know what I mean?
I came out of my house 3 days later, dehydrated. You know, needed help, delirious.
Shenanigans.
So what's yeah, right? No, I hate it. People always have to. Ever since you know, like, what is it? Since I've become, like, coming to Japan, like, you know, people always ask, like, when you say, like, oh, you're married or something, they're like, where is she from? And it's like, motherfucker, like, where do you think? Like, you know? Like,
yeah, for sure,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
Even at my schools, they're like, oh, your wife's Japanese?
You know, it's fucking...
Why would I have a wife and not be in the same country?
Yeah, right? It's retarded. Well,
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, so, anyway, but how's your Japanese level, like, reading, writing, wise?
Okay, so 5 years ago I did achieve the level 3 JLPT, and they've since changed the grading, right?
Yeah.
Like N something. So I don't really know what the equivalent is even. But I achieved that on the last year.
Okay. Congrats, dude.
So level 3. So that's daily conversation, and that's generous, to be honest.
Yeah.
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 It's
that test sucks.
I'm a nervous Japanese speaker, so you know, I think my listening is far better than my ability to string a sentence together.
Yeah, and hey, I know. Well, I mean, well, I had to study my ass off, but I was lucky to meet like people who are really high level that kind of mentored me when I first got here. So my Japanese got a little higher. But I mean, hey, like as long as you can function, you know, like fucking.
That's debatable.
Yeah. dot. Hey, married chicks, marry your students. It works. It works.
Yeah.
So,
she's has a great aptitude to English, so
hey,
that has certainly helped.
It's all about balance. All about balance, right?
Yeah, we plus minus all that. Yeah.
So what are you doing? What were you doing before you came to Japan?
I
was a college student and I just came here.
Okay.
That's
totally jumped all over the place. 4.5 years as a coach and motor bodybuilder. So metal fabrication, bus bodies, coach bodies, fire trucks. Did that for 4.5 years, received my qualification, and then I went straight into hospitality, which sucked. Working restaurants, retail liquor. But then I also studied IT during that time, and about a year and a half before coming to Japan, I was doing desktop support.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm into the computers for sure. Do you need a website, man? I could.
Yeah. If I need a website built or something, you mean?
Yeah,
or?
man. I mean, for your podcast, I don't know, just...
Okay, we can talk about that afterwards then. Yeah, hell yeah. I hope you don't charge such a high commission, though. I'm not getting that YouTube money yet.
I'm committed to staying broke, you know?
Yeah. It's a hard commitment to keep, you know, all this money coming in all the time.
No.
So what's, okay, so that's awesome. Yeah, like, I just, I always do... Like guys, I kind of sent him a couple of the questions ahead of time just because I wanted him to get some good, in case there were some stories that maybe you could think of. Sometimes people like don't think off the top of their head, and they're like, "Fuck, I wish I could have mentioned that before." So that's But anyway, that was we're just kind of opening up and introducing Daniel the man, as the person, the entity, the man, the myth, the legend, the Wasabi Cars. And so. Yeah, but we're gonna be getting into the prefecture questions shortly, but I just have a couple more to ask, and that's so that's before you came to Japan. What about why? All the old people are always like, "Why come Japan?" Yeah. Why did you end up coming here? I just came here because I'm a big nerd. I have like 500 comic books behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was just sick of perfect weather,
I know, right? Fucking perfect weather.
Damn. But really, from about the second or third last year of high school, I was into karate. Forced into it by my parents, essentially. But my interest sort of grew into other martial arts, and then sort of more, weird stuff, and not doing like tea ceremony, but reading about it at least, and generally Japanese history, and then the castles and the historic people. So really, my mission initially was to visit Japanese castles like Himeji Castle, that's the most famous and most beautiful, for example. But and then got married and things changed, and now I'm raising kids, and yeah.
Oh, you got kids? Oh,
yeah, buddy.
How many? 5.5, 2?
Oh, two kids. One is first year junior high school, and then the other one is grade 4 elementary school. I see.
So you had them kind of not early.
Not when I was young, but
yeah.
2004, 2006.
Oh wow, that's hey man, good on you for populating the country, dude. They need it.
Yeah,
need repopulation. I hope you're not stopping at 2. You got to keep going, man. Come on, lucky number 7, right?
I mean, 3 would have been good, but 2's enough.
Yeah, right. Man, people don't know kids until they have. I mean, I don't have kids, but I mean, I'm around them enough that I could be a rental service. Yeah, none that I know. Hopefully, none that I'm going to know soon enough out of the blue. But props to you, man. Being a dad is not an easy job. People don't know that. So
thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude. So total, you've been in Japan for like 15 years.
My maths is bad, but that's
2001, right?
2001.
So 2001, 15 years. Nice. So.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I personally, I liked Japan. I wanted to be here for a while. So, I've always liked this country. As soon as I moved here, I was like, this is a great choice. Like, I have no regrets. If you had to pick 3 reasons why you moved to Japan, if you just like 3, like for me, it was like, chicks, nugs, grindage. Not in that order necessarily, but I mean, just, you know, food, the language is awesome, and like everything that I want to buy is from Japan. I can get here for cheaper. So I mean, like, those,
okay.
there's like kind of consumer, but also, you know, lust over cultural lust, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can give you a couple of reasons why Japan is appealing. But I'm going to give you one big one why it's not.
Oh yeah.
But I'll save that one for last. But yeah, the food is magnificent here in Japan.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and like society, safe as hell, man. Like no issues with your kids going off places or not. You know, there's no sort of bad areas, and even if there are, you're not gonna get hassled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
There's nothing. There's no harm gonna come to you in this place. So, two spectacular reasons why Japan is great. I can't think of a third for the second. Oh, my hobbies, I guess, Japanese castles and cars. Plenty of them around. But the reason why it's super tough is keeping a job, man. In this corner of Japan, like maybe in Tokyo, you got like companies and stuff, big buildings. Not here, man. So as I said, 3 or 4 companies went bankrupt. Eikaiwa, English conversation schools, and now getting a job that pays you for the entire year is like mega hard, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not down there, but I mean, I've heard from like Facebook groups that you guys have in Kyushu, and like,
we have internet. Yep.
Yeah, I hear that you guys are going to start developing a thing called the wheel soon. Yeah. Just, I think
Wheel 2.0.
Yeah, Wheel 2.0. We're bringing it back. This year might have rubber on it. It's going to be awesome. Patent pending.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of Kyushu, Bridgestone. The company Bridgestone was founded down the road.
Oh, that's a Japanese company?
Sorry. Tangent. Oh, yeah, Ishibashi.
Oh, shit. I had no idea. I thought that was American.
That's why you're talking to me.
Damn right. That's right. We got the guy who's got the down, you know, he's got the inner monologue. What the fuck am I trying to say? He's got the
internal monologue.
No, internal and then I thought to myself, what was that word that I'm trying to remember?
What if I had an internal monologue?
He's got He's got the download. He's got the insider information. That's what I'm thinking of. The insider scoop
tube of the tie-up.
Yeah.
No.
Pun.
Sorry.
Lots of puns.
Oh, dude. Bread. Japanese bread.
Oh yeah.
Pun.
Sorry.
The
pun. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. So yeah. No. I agree though. The job market. I mean, that's the one thing that does that. Well, that's the main reason I moved to Tokyo. Is just because I was in Chiba for like about 3 years, and I was coming here every weekend regardless, just because nothing to fucking do in Chiba. Yeah. But you know, it's just like I loved it here because if someplace pisses me off, I just burn the bridges, fuck you, and move on. There's a million other jobs, but I guess in Kyushu it's really kind of limiting, you know, limited choices, right? So
sure, and everyone knows everyone, and well, pretty much, you know.
Yeah.
But even so, it's sort of tough. Yeah. Whatever.
I feel
let's
you, man.
Move on
yeah, let's move it on. Yeah, shit. Okay,
it's another form of stress in my life.
Yay! Negative information. Yeah, negative topic. Okay, so now time to get into the meat and potatoes of this you know, podcast. The whole reason why we're doing the podcast, not just character development for everybody else, but also we're going to be doing prefecture questions as well. And the first one is, so how the hell did you end up in Saga? I mean, no one ever really goes to Saga, so how did you end up there, and how did you end up working first job or whatever?
Yeah, so Nova put me in Fukuoka City.
Okay, so you came over here with Nova.
Yes.
They put you in Fukuoka.
Yeah, but then I would commute to like the tip of Saga Prefecture, a place called Tosu, which is like an hour train ride, or 50-minute train ride. So my student was a local to this place in Saga.
Okay.
So there you go, man.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
But okay. Done. 1 shot, 2 shot, boom, we're done. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really.
Did you like it at first? I mean, like in Fukuoka, this is a big contrast, right? Fukuoka, kind of bustling city, to Saga. I don't know much about Saga.
Yeah, for sure on the surface, but I mean, in some ways, Fukuoka is a big country town. In like there's like 2 train lines.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, you know, there's like east west and then central south.
Yeah.
Okay, there are 2 companies doing that, but I mean, you know, it's sort of straightforward to get around, so it's not too crazy.
What about so wait, so the whole time you've been in Japan, you've been in Kyushu for the most part?
Absolutely. Yeah.
How-
So I've
okay.
actually lived in Fukuoka City and then in Tosu City in Saga. Yeah.
How long have you been living in Tosu? Or how long were you living in Fukuoka and then Tosu?
Okay. So I guess in Fukuoka for a year and a half to 2 years, and then we went to Australia for like 10 months, so I could finish my diploma. Then back to Saga, and straight up Saga since then. So since
Okay.
2003, 2004,
Okay.
completely Saga. Yeah.
So you like it there though? I mean, like it's
nice.
it's nice. It's good enough. Like, you know, you get everything that you need there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something that maybe you don't get. There's actually space between the cities here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
So Tosu City, Ogori City, Kumamoto City, they're all local, but there's like trees and parks and rice fields between them, you know?
Yeah. There's all
So
these
that's
things
pretty cool.
separating them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chiba is like that too. Well, I mean, there's roads obviously that you got to go on to get to, but yeah, there's small local towns, and then but yeah, sometimes there's big spaces in between. Yeah. That's So
Yep.
so how long? So I mean, so what are the cool places that you like to go in Saga? In Chiba, like, you know, there weren't that many, but there were a couple that I'd like to
Yep.
go to, like local, like for the harbor in Choshi. Like, you know, it's a big, dirty ass fucking harbor of just boats that are full of dirty
Yep.
ass shells on there. I don't know. I really like that for some reason. But
Yeah.
are there any
Okay.
places that you like?
Yeah, man. So I think Saga is a place that's sort of nice nature. So if you go to the coast up north, you got Karatsu City, and there was like in the Toyotomi Hideyoshi in the 1500s, late 1500s, he built his castle there to attack Korea. Wait a sec. So there's like
Yay.
historical buildings, and he brought Korean-style pottery to Japan. So there's also lots of arita yaki, imari yaki. These are types of pottery, world famous. So there's a lot of history, a lot of connection with Asia, but yeah, the coast. You got Karatsu, Yobuko. You know, it's a beautiful part of the world, man. If it's a sunny day, blue, like blue skies, blue ocean, which is just stunning.
What about, well, so what were, like, if I had to, like, if I'm coming there for, like, if I'm coming there for, like, only 3 days, and I'm like, I want to see some awesome nature that I can't see anywhere else, where are you going to take me?
Damn, I should have prepared that.
That's why I sent you the,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will say to.
Just off the top of your head, you don't, like, you know, anything that you would, like, you personally like, that you're just like, oh yeah, that place is cool. I could take him there, and that would be fun.
Okay, well, Saga is super interesting in that there are two coasts. There's a north and a south coast. Can you believe that? So, north coast is that sort of ocean that heads over towards Korea. On the southern coast, it's the Ariake Sea, like an inland sort of sea, like a big bay. And that's interesting as well. It's very scenic, and they do like this. So these like huge mud flats where they what do they do? They have festivals. They play in the mud. But it's very picturesque and scenic, so I'll leave it there. But there's also historical places around as well, so not nature, but
Okay. Yeah, I'm just checking the map right now. There's I should have been doing this from the beginning. Saga. Oh wow, yeah, you guys have a north and a south. Oh wow, that's.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But you're Nagasaki is a completely different prefecture, though, right?
Yeah, it is. I'll say it wasn't because Hizen province used to be Saga and Nagasaki together, but since about late 1800s they split up. Yeah.
They have a lot of islands around Saga. Have you ever been to any of those?
I haven't, but I mean I've been to islands in Nagasaki, Hirado. Super interesting, man. Really, like trade when trade was first happening with Europe, it was through Hirado Island, and then they moved down to Nagasaki. So
with the Dutch,
it's part
right?
of the world. Yeah, for sure. Really interesting. So I'm not flying the flag for Nagasaki today, but it's a great place, man.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, like, you seem to be in, like, a place that's really rich with history that had, I mean, like, it was one of the first internationalized places, so to speak, in Japan, and you're there.
Kublai Khan tried to forcibly make it international in the when did he come here? 1100s, but yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah, for sure.
So what's okay, so if so I guess if I'm gonna ask where are the cool places for nature and stuff too, then what about for single guys who aren't working for Nova, who don't have well, I mean, all of us, even though I'm what is it? I know that you're married and everything, but let's just say for sake of argument, you know, you probably have non-married friends too. Where do they go to pick up? Where do they go to meet women? I mean, I just tell everyone everywhere. I mean, they're literally outside. Just go talk to them. But if there's where's the local water spot or whatever, you know, watering hole or whatever?
I would not know. Like near where I live, it's actually new development, so it's all residential, wall to wall, man. So,
okay.
There's like a couple of izakayas around, but I couldn't even imagine these as night spots. But I think from here we're so close to Fukuoka City, it literally is a 40-minute train ride, and it's Nakasu, and Nakasu is a big city entertainment district. So, and also there's Tenjin, which is also has all the gaijin bars. So I wouldn't say my part of Saga has anywhere interesting to go, but Fukuoka for sure.
Okay. So if you're living in Saga, probably the best place to go to get drunk and hit on chicks is Fukuoka City.
I will just say for people who are perhaps in Saga, like, hey, what's he talking about? I'm on the east edge. Like, I'm totally way closer to Fukuoka City.
Okay.
So for me to get to Saga City is a challenge, almost. So there could be a whole thing going on in Saga, but I actually am not the guy to ask, so...
Okay. I know there's just gotta ask anyway for the sake of somebody saying, "Hey, you didn't ask him. Why didn't you ask him?"
Yeah.
They okay. Well, no worries about that then. You know, so what about I guess for next one would be, what is the hardest part about living there, like weather, location, or people wise? I mean, if there's in Chiba, I didn't like how Chiba is so spread out. So Chiba City in general, like. If I have a job in Chiba City, they might send me out hour and a half car ride to somewhere, and that's like 3 hours commuting round trip just because it is technically part of the city. So I mean, like that was one thing I really hated. But what about you? Is there anything like? And it never snowed in Chiba. I miss snow.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we get a bit of snow. The hardest thing about living where I live, and this is somewhat tangential, is I have a community of people on YouTube, as mentioned before, and they always want to know, Dan, I'm going to Tokyo and I want to go to this place, how do I get there, or what's interesting to see? I'm like, mate, I'm in the sticks. I got no idea. So living where I live, I'm very comfortable. It's easy enough to get around. I like it, but it's the expectations of other people. Dan, what do I do in Tokyo? That gets me. That is challenging for me. Poor me.
Okay, well, is there anything like I don't know, when I was in the countryside, like, well, I mean, you've got a family and stuff, so probably not the same issue, but I had I was very lonely in the countryside. I'd have friends, but sometimes they could hang out and just, you know, I'd get done with my English teaching job, go home, or I'd go outside, and it just felt like everyone was part of their own little clique. You know, it was hard to kind of connect with people, but in Tokyo, like, everybody's from everywhere else, and there's always a party going on.
Yeah.
Did you have any like experiences like that when you were in Fukuoka or Saga, like when you first moved in?
Well, when I was a Nova teacher, you sort of got this inbuilt group of friends. You know what I mean? Like you go to your school, it could be 5 to 15 teachers, and you know, there's always that. There was always that, but since becoming married, my chances for being social are somewhat small. So it's just a different situation now.
Okay? So then, to move on to the next part, then what is the easiest or like basically like the best part about living in Saga for you?
Oh, okay. Based on what I hear about people in the main island of Japan, like people here are just generally friendly. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if there's no connection, like if you're not introduced to someone, and if I'm wandering around the countryside looking for cars, I got my camera, they're totally sus.
Yeah.
Suspect, like they're suspicious. Sorry, but if I know someone who knows someone, then they're really cool and very, very generous, and so yeah, the people are nice.
Okay, so people are nice. How's the weather?
I mean, coming from Australia, I mean, I've been ruined, man. Like it's crappy weather.
Yeah,
but I mean,
rains all the time or whatever.
I mean, but then it's also grey, and then it sucks the color out of the actual landscape. You know what I mean? If it's cloudy, everything looks grey. So it's like Scotland.
Goddamn Scots.
Yeah.
They ruined Scotland.
Get your Marbella.
Yeah. So what's
Yeah.
okay? Well, in Chiba, the famous food is sweet potatoes and peanuts. Do you know the famous food from Saga? Is there any?
I don't really know, but I mentioned Karatsu before. There's a place near there, and they do like squid, and it's like moving. So they slice it up fresh, throw it on your plate, and by the time you're putting it in your mouth, it's still squiggling.
That's so awesome. Hell yeah. I've seen videos of that on fucking YouTube. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's there. And in the southern coast, I said Ariake Sea. I think seaweed, some sort of shellfish is a thing. Also, I think it could be local. It's like a cup of sake or vinegar. Sake.
Okay.
And they got fish in it, and it swims around like dying, and you gulp it down, and you can feel that. I don't get it.
Fuck, that's crazy. Holy shit.
Some guy was, I guess, trying to show off, and he bought this for me to drink, and I was like, no, man. And he was a bit insulted, like, that I didn't try it. And I'm the bad guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
You're the weird one. You're the inconsiderate asshole. Yeah.
I mean, specifically Saga, I don't really know, but Kumamoto, you've got Basashi horse meat.
Oh, yeah. I love that stuff. That stuff just tastes great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Nagasaki, I know, but Saga, I don't really know, man. So.
Well, what do you like to eat on a daily basis? I usually eat like well, I mean, like when it comes to Japanese food, I love like anything, you know, but I particularly love sushi. I could eat sushi every day of the week and I'd be great. Is there anything like what Japanese foods have you learned to love or that you automatically loved as soon as you got here?
Coco Ichiban.
Yeah, I was that you just won the fucking internet. Yes, I was gonna say I fucking.
That's it. Like, let me tell you my origin story, my meeting of Coco Ichiban. But I was a note teacher. I was helping out. Someone was sick at Kurume City. I went down there. Lunchtime together with the head teacher. He said, "Oh man, I'm new to Japan. I don't know what to eat." He said, "Eat the Cuts curry with the cheese." My mind was blown.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I get to eat this.
What level spice are you? What level spice?
Oh no, I'm low down. I'm like normal. It's
okay.
I don't need to sweat too much. I want to taste it. You know, it's fine. But it's insane.
That is like for all of you guys who don't know, Japanese curry. I never had this before I came to Japan. It's basically just rice with some curry watery mix, and they put fried pork meat on there, and then you can mix it with anything. You can mix it with vegetables. You can mix it with cheese. You can mix it with spices. It's delicious. Once you have it once, you're hooked. You're never gonna be able to stop. That's awesome.
But if you want to talk about traditional Japanese foods, sashimi, sushi is great. I don't really like okonomiyaki. Are you into that?
I love okonomiyaki. It's great.
Doesn't do it for me, and also takoyaki is not really what I'm into at all.
It depends, I guess. If you're not really into like the kind of like vegetable pancake kind of stuff, then you're not probably going to be into that stuff too. But I don't know. It's a perfect blend of sweet, salt, and just mushy stuff. I don't know. It gets me all kinds of hard in the numbing loins region.
Hard yet numb.
Hard yet numb. I keep fucking, but I don't get any pleasure. It's all pain. Yeah. So
okay. Well, so sushi, and then the Coco Ichiban, man. That's it.
Okay. So if you have friends coming there for a week, where are you gonna? We talked about like natural places. I mean, where would you just take them? You know, even if they're like, we don't need to go any place like super special or touristy. Just like, where are some places that you like? Even like let's say your wife and kids are like gone for like 2 weeks for whatever reason. They're on vacation. Where are you gonna hang out if your house is under construction and you can't come back? Like, what are you gonna go? Like, I'd go to Book Off. I'd go to all these different places.
That's when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
If I can go, I'm out of here. I'm out of Kyushu. Dang. Well, you'd have to spend time in Fukuoka City. Sorry, that's not Saga, is it?
Nope. Nope.
Look, I think the strength of Saga is the coastal beauty, as I've already mentioned, and then the history. So there are some not castles, but like truly ancient fortifications where they that was protection against the Mongols, and also even older stuff than that, like from 600 AD, like some really ancient stuff. So, and that will involve mountain climbing. So, mountain climbing and then the history stuff is, I think, a strong suit of Saga.
There's okay, so like the natural beauty of Saga. I see that there's a lot of cities here like Yanagawa, Karatsu, Matsuda. So many cities that I have no idea anything about. Oh, what could you, off your top of your head, what can you tell me about Ogi City?
Ogi. Okay, check this out. This is a bit nerdy.
I'm just shooting random Saga knowledge at you.
Every old region, old samurai period area, like in Tokyo, like Hitachi no Kuni, like before the prefecture, you could have one castle per thing. Yeah. But in Saga, they had like 4 castles in Hizen. So it was, for some reason, the Tokugawa shogun allowed it, and in Ogi, and also in Kashima. Okay. And there was another one. They had their own little castles. So this was super special, and like there was like 3 or 4 of these regions that had this sort of leniency towards them. So it's sort of unique in that way.
Okay, because I was just curious. I see the kanji. It says small castle city, and I know you mentioned castle, so I was like, I gotta ask him about the small castle city. There seems to be so many islands around here. There's Azuchi, Oshima, Takashima, Fukushima, Ikuki, Oshima Island. There's so many freaking islands around you. I want to go like explore them. They look. Are there people living on those?
I believe so. And you say there are so many islands off the west coast of Nagasaki. That area is called Kujukushima. So 99 islands.
Damn. Yeah. I can.
Just picked it like a dirty. Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking at this, I'm like, wow. I mean, I never really zoomed in that far on Google Maps, but there are a shitload of islands around there.
Yeah. And that's off Sasebo. I don't know if you've heard of Sasebo.
No, what's Sasebo?
That's where the islands are. That 99 islands is. Also, there's a U.S. Military base there, Navy base, which is, well, whatever. But but yeah, Hirado is pretty cool. Oh, lots of old churches. So Christianity sort of touched Japan in this area first. So
Martin okay, have you heard of that Martin Scorsese movie that's coming out?
I saw like an ad, like a preview for it, but I want to see it, of course.
Yeah, that was all about supposedly the first parts of Christianity in Japan and the stuff that happened there. But just because you mentioned that about did you ever watch the anime Samurai Champloo by any chance?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Too busy.
Yeah, they had one of the episodes is them like dealing with like Christianity and Kyushu. Yeah. It's like a hip hop samurai cartoon. It's really cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I get some Jehovah's Witnesses to my door, and I deal with Christians myself, so I tell them to never come here ever again.
Yeah, I have a cult. I have a legit Japanese cult in my town. It's a Buddhist cult. It's not Buddhism, but Buddhists don't go door to door like Jehovah's Witnesses and ask you to go to their church group that's in a room by the fucking library and pray at 5 a.m. every Sunday and say Namu Anren Kyo or something.
It's not that Aum, is it? Aum?
No, it's not Aum. It's something else.
They're not bombing subway stations.
No,
right?
Aum is like done, I think, for the most part. No, they're different. They just basically want your money and then believe in their fake ass religions.
I want my money.
Yeah, right.
I get my money.
Yeah, no, they always come by with like cute girls, and then they just like, come see our thing, and I'm like, well, I'll go on a date with you, and they're like, well, I gotta bring my friend because you might convert me away from the religion, so our job is to convert you. Oh, it's fucking nuts. Yeah, I tell them never to come by. They still come by on occasion, and I'm just like, what did I tell you? But the cops don't care. They're like, well, tell them to fuck off.
Sweet.
So yeah, fun times. I live in a place where cult and yakuza are. It's fun. What's do you have any funny stories about when you were in your prefect? I mean, you gotta have some. Everyone's got a handful. What are some off the top of your head, if you have any? Please share.
Oh, look, that's super tough. I think I had some funny stories of when I was teaching English at Eikaiwas. Like students would say some wacky stuff. Excuse me. just a local town is called. So I don't. I'm not going to tell you that.
Hmm.
Excuse me. I'm just going to burp a bit. But there's a town a little bit south of Yanagawa called Tamana.
Okay.
Tamana.
Tamana.
And if you say what that's Tamana City in Japanese, what is it?
Tamana City. That sounds like no balls. Tamana.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
No balls. So
Tamanashi.
say,
Yeah.
Tamanashi desu ka?
Yeah, like no balls. Yeah. And tama is ball. Well, it means eggs, guys, like balls, and nashi means it could mean pair, but if you say nashi, it also means like none or to not have. So that's
sure.
okay. So what? When you go there, you just make fun of all the guys and say where your balls are.
Oh no, well, the girls, like, do you have no balls?
Well, I mean, like, any, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be funny, but, like, for instance, the guy who sponsored my, 'cause I'm a permanent resident. You're probably permanent resident, too, of Japan, right?
Oh, yes, yeah.
The guy who sponsored my visa to, like, become a permanent, like, my guarantor, pretty much, for my, for that shit. I've known him for a while, and he's actually, like, a hunter here in Japan, and I'm actually working towards getting, like, my hunting license in Japan.
Yeah.
And, be one of the first gaijin to like fucking YouTube like that shit, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But he took me to a prison in Chiba because one of his old high school classmates fucking strangled his wife. So that's a story I always tell people about like my time in Chiba, that I went to a fucking prison and I don't even like, he said like, let's go somewhere today. Like I thought we were going to Coco Ichiban. It turned out I go meet some guy who's just like, my wife was cheating on me, I had to kill her. I was like, yeah, this is. Anyone else hungry? Like, why am I here?
They got cheese mix and you can get the curry.
I got cheese mix. Why don't I want to go home? But I mean, do you have any just like weird out of fucking left field, or just any story that you want to share that's just like, oh wow,
damn,
interesting?
See, I think this is a great question for people who are new to Japan, because all of those shocks that I got in my first couple of years, now it's sort of become so familiar that they don't sort of shock me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't stand out in your memory so much.
Dang, sorry man, nothing's coming off the top of my head at the sec, so...
Oh, okay. No worries.
I'll pass the next contestant on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about some stories like of people that you've met that were interesting maybe in, where in Saga?
Yeah, absolutely. A fella called Damien Matsuo, but actually he's a Japanese guy, but he's sort of taken on this foreign nickname.
Okay.
It's like Matsuo Shinji, I think is his name. A bit of a character. He happens. I go to Japanese car shows, right? Classic car shows, and he writes for a magazine, so he takes photos and writes an article for magazines. And one of the first car shows I went to was in Fukuoka City. Yeah. He introduced himself and very friendly. He knows like 100 words of English, but uses every single one of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Super friendly, easy to communicate with. And now he takes me all over Kyushu. Like every time there's a car show he's driving past, I jump in his car and we're off down to Kumamoto, Oita, or northern Fukuoka. So now we're good friends, and he even dropped by the house. Where he doesn't live local, but he dropped by the house like just before Christmas. Met the family, and super cool guy. Yeah, good friend.
Okay, that's. Do you have any funny gaijin stories by any chance, like, or any people that you met? I met. Long story short, I know a guy who currently works for. Well, I mean, it don't matter. No one's gonna find out, but he currently works for one of the biggest ALT companies, and he's like a head honcho there. And he's this giant.
The one I work for?
You work for one that starts with enter and ends with shit.
Very similar.
Possibly, yeah. He's
the company motto is shit, I think.
Yeah, right. Shit on everyone. Shit on your dreams. Yeah, Anyway, he's one of the guys that works there, and one of his hobbies is to get his girlfriend to go out and get fucked. Like they go out to bars, and then like she'll hit on a guy, and then like she'll bring him back to their apartment, and then the guy will start fucking him, and the guy's this giant like ex-football player, and he'll like stay naked in the closet all jerking off, and then when he's about to come, like he'll burst out of the fucking closet and be like, "You fucking think you could cheat on me, you stupid whore," and just scare the shit out of these poor Japanese guys. And then just starts fucking his.
People like that.
Well, I mean, that's a very like hard and hardened story of like, that's an extreme story, but
Yes.
anything even lower than that.
There is feeling in the loins.
Yes.
All involved. That's great.
You don't have any like degenerate stories like that by any chance off the top of your head that you'd be willing to share?
The complete opposite.
Oh my God! Oh no!
My wife and I, we were in Brisbane, Australia.
Yeah.
And when I was there to complete my diploma,
Hmm?
she literally had a sip of Kahlua and milk.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, we're in an ambulance going at midnight, going to the hospital. She'd collapsed. So
was it like alcohol poisoning, or was there something in the drink, like drugs
she
or
had
something?
a sip. No, just she was pregnant at the time, and we didn't know. So our firstborn, but that sip of alcohol, which she never drank at all. So
so it like really heightened the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's similar. No, it's very different to your buddy. But yeah, sorry, man.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Sometimes people have funny ass stories they want it like fucked up. My friend, he wrote a book called Sensational, and it's an ebook, and he has a website called Little in Japan. It's just about eikaiwa teachers that get drunk and just do bad shit and stuff. And he wrote a book called Sensational, and it's all about collected stories of when he worked as an eikaiwa and just like the fucked up shit teachers did there. So
I mean, actually, I've got a couple. Yeah, no.
Come on, don't hold out on me here, man.
There was a fella from Seattle.
Yeah.
And he was a teacher at a place I worked with Nova, and he went through the student body.
Literally.
Like, each body at a time. Like,
yeah, each body at a time.
And yeah, I mean he was a bad boy, and and even you know how drugs are seen as in Japan, right? Like it's a go, but he was supplied regularly, and
nice.
Like pretty much his only redeeming feature. He also liked Coco Ichiban.
Yeah. I mean, anyone, that's the redeeming. You go to jail and they're about to sentence you, and it's like, but I like Coco Ichiban. They're like, oh, just let him go. Let him go. That's
cheese
fine.
topping?
Yeah. Cheese topping or no cheese topping? Oh, always cheese topping, Your Honor.
That's key.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Let him go, guys. What's the next case?
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that's.
Sorry, man. Funny stories. Sorry, yeah, nothing's coming at me at the moment.
No
I'm pretty
worries.
much numbed by the New Year's season. I've been drinking way too much alcohol, sitting in my room on the internet. I'm not being so social, so I got nothing for you, man.
Okay. No worries, because I got other questions for you that you'll definitely be able to answer here. And it's so how do you like working in Saga, and how's your commute when you do work? I mean, do you mind it? Do you, please go into detail if you don't mind.
Yeah, we got to kill some time. Okay, well, I currently work sort of localish, so it's a 15-minute car ride, which is a piece of piss, right?
Yeah.
But the schools I was working at before then, I was driving 1 hour each way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Which was great because at that time I just got my iPod, so I was listening to podcasts heaps.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's super relaxing. You wake up nice and early, you get to school, and you've had that time to wake up. You've been listening to some funny ha-has on your iPod. It was great, man. So I actually liked that aspect. Probably the best part of the day was going to and from work. I would say I'm probably too close to my schools now, because I can easily run into people, my students, at the local supermarket, you know what I mean? Which can be less than ideal if I want to buy some drinkies. I don't want parents of my students seeing that, you know what I mean? It's all about, speaking of sensational, you got to be a good sensei in Japan, and you can't be doing any sus stuff. So I would like a little bit more of a buffer between where I work and where I live. My kids' schools, I mean, the teachers at those schools, they know the teachers at my schools because it's the same city.
Oh, okay.
I really would like more insulation between that. You know what I mean?
I can see where you're going with that.
And because I've been, as I said, I've talked about company. I'm going into stuff. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, go for it. Go fucking dive deep, bro. Deep end shit.
I got my swimming cap on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then all of these bankruptcies that that previous companies have gone through, and now I'm in a job that could start with Inter and end with Sugar Honey IT.
Yep. And
I get 11 months salary out of the year, and etc. And now I got to work with people who I want to be happy and work with, but I'm suffering. I don't get my salary. My salary goes straight to the wife. You know, okozukai?
Yeah. Yeah, your weekly or monthly allowance that after you give all that to your wife. Yep.
It's zero, man.
Oh, damn.
And I have bills. So that's why I'm hardcore into YouTube, because I can create content and you know. So my situation is, I hope, different to a lot of people, but now I'm going to work with the chip on my shoulder because I got shit work conditions. The teachers there think I'm a full-timer. The company I work for doesn't pay for the 10 minutes between lessons. That causes friction.
Fuckers. Yeah.
How can it not?
No, I mean, dude, like, you know, oh man, I got out of the ALT game just for that reason. You know, I was getting tired of, in Tokyo too. Sometimes if you get a Board of Education job connection, that's pretty good. But if you're just working for the dispatch company, I mean, they take you for everything that you got. I mean, they'll no vacation pay. They'll try to pay you daily. You know, no fucking pension or health insurance. It's Rape City. They know that the options are limited there, and they take to full advantage of that. Yeah.
For sure. And, you know, and I get it. In our countries, how are immigrants treated? Do they get these opportunities? So I get it. But when I look at these people who don't have a clue about my situation, I think, you know what? Your sons and daughters in my country are getting ripped off just the same, but you don't get it, right? But anyway, so I sort of get it. That's just how it is, and I got to put my head down, bum up, and work my ass off. You know what I mean?
You ever think about opening up your own English school? I'm gonna do that probably this year.
I don't like teaching.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a people person, man. I mean, you know, you would get you wouldn't get that at all. I'm super friendly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I've gone towards a more creative, producing content sort of a thing, or coding. That's where I like, you know. So I got to lean towards that. Otherwise, I'm committing suicide. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I mean, like, you gotta. It's like I like a lot of 1990s hip hop, and there's a guy called Too Short, and he has a great, you know, he's got a great quote. And he says, "Get in where you fit in." So, you know,
nice,
in Japan they like to try to fit into other people's places, but it's like, nah, just get in where you want to be. I work part-time right now. I mean, this year I'm trying to do YouTube full-time. I've been on and off YouTube for the last like 10 years, and now it's like this year I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit hardcore. I'm gonna teach English part-time. I was doing full-time and translating. Now I'm just doing all that part-time, and now it's just like I'm gonna try to focus mostly on YouTube, which is what we're doing right now. We're creating content. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you want to have a chat off air, I mean, I've been doing it for years. I know you didn't know me as a YouTuber, but I've got some ideas. So
okay, yeah. Well, after we finish recording this, we're gonna have a little Toxie talk off the record.
Yeah.
Off the record. What's okay? Well, we only have a couple more questions for you, and then we'll call it quits. So I'm just curious. Can you tell me about the place that you live in? Like, is it a house or is it a condo? Do you like it? What's the good? What's the bad? And how's the rent? I live in a house right now. It's about $1,500 plus a month in Tokyo. It's small, 3-bedroom apartment or 3-bedroom place. I live with roommates.
Sorry, 1,500. What was that in Japanese?
Dollars. Jugomanen.
Shite. That's more than you're paying more than me, man. Yep. Okay, so 6 or 7 years ago we bought a house, and it was one that man, you can say that again. So it was like a land house package. It was pre-built. So you know, I mean, more often than not, people would choose a design they like and build on land, right? But anyway, it was pre-built near the mother-in-law, you know, which is good for the mother-in-law.
Yeah.
So it's great. It was a new house.
Yep.
And you know, there's plenty of room, but not in my room. I got shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But and then the price, I think the repayments are like 11 man, 110,000 yen a month.
Oh,
so,
okay.
But less than you. I'm really surprised about that. But
how many rooms though is your place? Mine's is about 3.5, and I'm living in the living room. This is my giant room right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know the 3 LDK version of it, but there's 3 bedrooms upstairs with a toilet. Downstairs you've got a 6 tatami, a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, a toilet, a bath, a laundry-ish in the bathroom. So
you have a carport?
Double car carport.
You
And
son
a
of
little-
a bitch.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's pretty good. And a little yard on the side, so with grass.
Oh.
I selectively pull weeds and resulting in grass, but yeah.
How far are you from the station though? Like 30 minutes, an hour, like, you know.
If a brisk walk is 12 minutes. Yeah, man.
Huh.
Planning. It's a
damn.
new area, man. They like built that station like recently-ish. You know, there was no station. They made.
Oh,
it
when
all
you moved
residential.
there was no station originally.
No, that's a bit of a lie. But it was just built in like 2000 or 2001. They just built it.
Wow, so it's barely like even 20 years old. Okay.
It's new, totally. And then around here, plenty of massive parks. How rare is that? Massive parks. Yeah, walking tracks.
That's probably great for just getting out and just having an excuse to go take a walk or something, right?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
if I'm playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Pokestops all over the place.
That's awesome. Yeah, you gotta go out there and get out of the house. I'm kind of a recluse myself right now at the moment. And Pokemon Go has saved me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's undervalued, that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what would you recommend if somebody wants like they got set up to live in Saga, kind of like you would? I mean, is there anything you wish you would have told yourself before you moved there? For me, I would have been like, for example, like live closer to the station. Live like, you know, if you're gonna get an apartment by yourself, make it 1/5 of your salary. Don't make it 1/3 because you really want to save money. You know, like, is there any kind of stuff like that you would tell anybody moving to Saga now, like 2016?
Dang. Let me just say that there's a massive difference between visiting Japan and living in Japan. You know?
Yeah, of
And
course.
for people who are visiting Japan for a year or 2 or 3, I got no advice. Like, just do stuff, right?
Yeah, okay, just do stuff.
And enjoy it, and who cares? And I mean, don't disrespect people, they said, but I mean, have fun and go places, make memories. But if you're here for the long term, you gotta have some skills, and and actually, give this advice I'm giving, I should listen to myself.
Yeah.
But I got to be a better Japanese speaker.
Oh, so get your language skills up.
Yeah, but I mean, long term, right? If you're here for a couple of years, then just live it, right? Have fun. But and yeah, you got to have some skills, man. You got to know how to hustle, I think, and you got to find ways to make money where no one else does, you know, or few people know how to do. So you got to have some skills.
Okay.
You got to have a plan. You got to have a plan.
Gotta have a plan. Gotta have an agenda. Don't just be fucking fat and working for Nova. That's what are this 2016 Tkyosam, you know, don't be fat and work for Nova. Don't just be fat and work for Nova. So would you recommend people that like are gonna even if they're gonna live for like 2 or 3 years to 20 years or plus or whatever, would you recommend them to move to Saga?
You know, I think if they're here for a short time, it's pretty vital that they not be stuck in a corner.
Okay.
Of Japan. So I mean, but I think the transport is so sensational from Himeji, Osaka, Central Japan, Nagoya, Shizuoka, like that part of Japan. So many amazing places within reach to so many other amazing places, you know.
Yeah.
So if I was here for a short time, I'd want to be in Central Japan. Yeah, personally, just my idea. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what's your future plans? Do you plan on going back home or staying in Japan? I'm gonna die here. I love Japan. I always wanted to stay. What are your future plans at the moment?
My plan is to die in Australia.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I will die here. Like halfway through my mission, you know what I mean? Whatever that is. But we bought a house, you know. We bought a block of land and we got a piece of dirt. So it's pretty much set in stone. But I mean, ideally, you know, if I was retiring and I could spend some time in Australia, you know, it's a nice place to live. But having said that, you know, Japan, it's a nice place and it's pleasant enough and it's convenient enough and you know, it's pretty good. I can hack it.
Yeah.
I can hack it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so anyway, and yeah, I guess with this last part of the podcast, we're ending up to we're rounding up to the end here. Please plug anything that you'd like to plug, Dan. This is your time to shine. plug your social networks, plug your YouTubes, plug any charities, whatever. Just the floor is yours.
Yeah, okay, well this is going to be the biggest letdown in history.
Yay.
Because people who plug stuff... Oh, no. No one cares, like, what you're plugging, right? So I think, you know, that's... I want to
my viewers care. My viewers will go over.
But,
Guys,
I mean,
you will go over and
build
suck his dick. Yes.
That plugs itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many people who are getting into YouTube or Facebook, or they want to make a page, they say, oh, like my page. And it's just an instant repelling thing.
Well, no,
You know what
but
I
I
mean?
mean, this is no. You're misunderstanding, Dan. You're missing.
Okay.
This you just spent like almost an hour talking with me about how badass your shit is and how the person you are and how and the fucking prefecture where you live. People want to know more, and I'm guessing because there's some of these people that are that I'm going to be interviewing that don't do YouTube like you and me. Yeah. So that's why I give them a chance to plug a charity or something or whatever the fuck they want to say. But I mean, like, you specifically have some content, and like even if you just had you pit farting on a snare drum, I'd still be like, guys, go check it out. It's the best pit farting you're ever going to hear. I think you deserve that much after coming on and having this interview with me. So I mean, you said
look.
Yeah.
First up, it's my pleasure to do this, so thank you for the opportunity. Hey, if people want to go to Patreon/Wasabi Cars, I'm working my ass off. So that's all I got to say, man. Like, the content should speak for itself.
Yeah.
If you don't see my heart, my blood and sweat and tears in it, then it's fine, you know. But if you appreciate it, give me cash.
Yes, so go over and check out his YouTube. Do you have a blog site too, or is it just YouTube?
WasabiCars.com. I built a YouTube. Yeah, it pulls in. This is interesting. It pulls in all the data from YouTube, the latest videos, playlists, likes.
Okay.
And it updates itself. So every time you put a new video out, the website knows and builds the website around itself. So you don't even have to touch it. It updates itself, man.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. That's oh man, that sounds awesome. Automated. I'm all about automation. So if that were, and like you said, the content should speak for itself. So guys, do us a favor and go over to Daniel's channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be down in the description down below, as well as if it's on iTunes. Just check the description for today's podcast information, and if it's on Facebook, it will be there somewhere as well. Anyway, come to do my plug too. By the way, if you guys really like this shit, go over and check out my Patreon. I got a blog there too. I got all this extra content. All your fucking Tkyosam needs are gonna be met there, sexually and above. If you guys want to see my videos, I upload 6 times a week now on Tkyosam. And anyway, you guys already know that shit. 'Cause you came over here just to fucking listen to this sexualness with Mr. Awesome Australia over here, and so we're anyway, yeah.
Your Patreon is killing it, man. Nice work.
I know. I was gonna wait till like the podcast finished to do that.
Off,
yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, guys, I love your faces. You all stay black and stay tuned for next week, where we're gonna interview another awesome gaijin living in prefecture of Japan. Daniel, can I get you to stay black, please, for the end of this podcast?
Stay black.
Hell yeah. Okay, guys. Talk to you later. Yeah, buddy. Hey, everybody. Just some last-minute announcements. If you're not already doing it, please consider following us on social media, links down below. Big thank you to everybody who clicked on the podcast to listen today. Do us a favor, and if you liked this podcast, help us grow by smashing that like button, subscribe button, and subscribe bell to get notified when the new podcast comes out. Did you learn something new on today's podcast? Do you want to hear more? Which out of these 3 prefectures should we do a podcast on next? Let us know by emailing us at tkyosam@gmail.com. If you are listening to this in your car and you want to conserve your phone data, consider following us on the other podcast platforms. We are currently on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Links down below. Like always, this wouldn't be a Tkyosam production without giving a special sweet thank you / shout out to all of the Tkyosam fam who support us over on patreon.com/Tkyosam. Without your support, this podcast would be much harder to produce. Thank you all so much for the support. That's it for this month's Prefecture podcast. What did you think of it? Good, bad? Let us know in the comment section down below. Finally, we are always looking for new people to interview on this podcast. If you check out the video description below, you can find out what prefecture we still need to find people to interview for. If you know somebody, let us know by emailing us at tkyosam@gmail.com. Like always, this has been the Where Come From Japan podcast. Thank you all for watching, and most importantly, stay black.